From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation in prime time with myself and Slash. We're still working out the intro. So Conversation with Trent and Friends is actually on Sundays. And prime time conversation with Slash and I, we do it. We never know when we're gonna pop up or pull up. So we got some special guests here tonight. Got some very special guests here tonight. Some great friends of mine. I call her Pooh Face, but everyone else calls her Donna, Deneen, all that good stuff and all that. But give you a little backstory on Donna, our first special guest, and Heather will be pulling up the rear. Donna actually started following me on the conversation before I even knew who she was and who she was connected to. But she became a very good friend, very, very good friend of mine, who actually hosted a couple of conversations at her home over in Texas several times and whatnot. She's been a great supporter and actually encouraged me to write my very first book. So she'll be she's in the studio now, but let me bring Slash in so we could take care of some business before we bring her in. One sec. Slash.
What up? What's good?
What's going on with you, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh man, trying to live between, here in the sky without touching down anywhere in between, man. You know how they go.
That's what I'm talking. I see you. I see you there with the setup, man. I wouldn't expect anything less of you. Wouldn't expect.
Man, if you're gonna do it, man, like James Brown, you're gonna do it to death, man.
Exactly, man. Yeah, man. Everything.
Conversations. Look, it's conversations in prime time. You know what prime time said, man. So you look good. You play good, you pay good, man.
Absolutely, man. So we got this thing in ladies first. Brothers gonna work it out. I want to tell you a little backstory about these ladies that's coming in. We're launching this new podcast with Slash and I, with us being from the 504. We had to allow the ladies from the 504 to grace the platform. So this is a brand new podcast on the Kennedie network. Still podcasting to 175 different countries and regions, but it's a little local here tonight. So some very special, wonderful friends of mine, very special. I actually saw these ladies live. They was kind of a tad bit inebriated, and they were talking cash shit. And I got some questions for them. Tonight, man.
We got questions.
Exactly. With Pooh Face, I've been knowing Pooh Face a number of years, as I said in the opening, and she actually inspired me to write my first book. And didn't know who she was, and she was following the conversation before the conversation even had a name. I ran into Pooh Face
before the conversations, then, huh?
Exactly. I met Pooh Face in a very stormy time in my life, off the heels of my father passing away, and I was just writing for inspiration, encouragement, and they ended up inspiring me, and I ended up turning into a thing and taking this thing globally. But it started with Pooh Face and I on conversations on Facebook, just talking, and she was just encouraging me, and it just kind of steamrolled from there.
Well, I mean, this is the part 2 or part 2.5, so it's not like it's something new.
Absolutely. So let's I see Heather back there. She's back there. Look like she's in a vehicle. We're gonna do it New Orleans style because she coming ready. So we're gonna see what's going on with her. We're gonna drag Pooh Face in and bring Heather in. Pooh Face, you ready?
I'm here.
Okay, gotcha. Let's bring Heather in. There go trouble. Look at trouble. Look at trouble. So Pooh Face, So
Hold
Poohface,
up before we get
you know.
started. Hold up, Trent, before we get started. Pooh
Okay.
face, that ring light towards it's behind you or something. It's
Give me one
shining
second.
into the camera.
Oh, they can't see your face, beautiful. They can't see your face. They can't see your face. What's going on, Heather?
Oh, nothing much. How are you guys?
Pretty
What's
good, pretty
going
good.
on? How are you?
That's good. I'm doing good. Doing good. Can't complain.
So, so Poohface, no, she know Mark, but Heather, that's Heather. That's Heather from. She's from Aurora. She's from Aurora,
Oh,
and we'll leave it at that. I told her I was gonna be good, so I'm not gonna be talking too much cash shit tonight, but I will be talking
hello and
some
hello.
cash shit.
But it looks like
I.
Heather is either being driven around or she's driving. So which one is it?
Oh no, I'm being driven around. I'm not
Oh, it
driving.
must be
See,
nice. It
that's,
must be
that's
nice,
how they
man.
do it. But I thought that would be only fitting after watching a live video. I was like, damn, I
Hmm.
just launched another podcast with Slash for specifically for men, right? A safe space for men, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, that'd be real good to bring them on. And what a great
Right.
way to bring them on as far as keeping it real, because I've met women across the globe, from France to Canada, then dated a whole bunch of them. But no women keep it real like women from the South and New Orleans in particular.
That's what
I've
I
dealt with
heard.
women all across it, but ain't nothing like a New Orleans girl. And I know they're gonna keep it funky, you know what I'm saying? So when I
Like
saw the
PJ
video,
Morton, huh?
exactly. When I saw the video, the live video on Heather's page, they was getting it in. They was getting it in. I got a couple of questions. I shared some stuff with Slash because, ladies and gentlemen, you know they was inebriated. They were inebriated. They was feeling themselves. Heather had some concerns about why men, you know, she felt like men play with her. And my assessment from knowing Heather, they play with her like that because they know they can't do nothing with her. They were intimidated by her. You know, she handled
So
her
that's what we
business.
doing.
Hey
So
man,
that's what we doing, huh?
we just keep it real. We keep it real. That's what it
That's
is.
it. That's
That's
it.
what
You
it
right.
is. I like
Okay.
I
You
know her.
right.
I know her. So I'm like, you know, I
Okay.
was like, man, you know, a lot of guys they play with her because they're intimidated by her. And
Okay.
the guys that I don't know if she was selecting them or they were selecting her, but from what I know of her,
Okay. Well, let's hear from Heather. Let's hear how it really goes down.
Listen, I. It's not. It's not that. Um. It could be either I select, they select, one or the other. It just depends. It's when we're talking, we're just talking about um things in general, situations, relationships, whatever.
Hmm.
And it it just boils down to pretty much, what Trinity said is that it gets to a point where, and don't get me wrong, I don't try to be intimidating. That's not what but when you come into my space and it's a space that I've been in and I've been independent for so long, um, it's not the easiest thing for me to just, oh, okay, let me be, dependent, but you also have to um make me comfortable enough to soften up a little bit. And if
I
you
mean,
don't do that, if you can't do that, then that's okay. It's okay. It's just not for us.
slash.
so somebody has to be choosing, and like that Destiny Child song about independent women, and even Neo when he talked about her having her own. From what I recollect, I believe some gentlemen wrote both of those songs.
Uh-huh.
So what you saying, Slash? You saying that it is it her selection? You think?
Now, what I'm saying is somebody has to be choosing whether it's him I'm sorry, whether it's them or her. So somebody has to be choosing these
I get
particular situations or conversations, right?
right. I get that. I get that. But you know, and let's just keep it funky, man. Most men 9 times out of 10 date out of their league. They come in with a lie. saying what they're gonna do, what they, you know what I'm saying, what they're gonna do, and they're standing on that. But as time progresses and goes on, they figure like, damn, wait, Heather playing football. She's in a whole different arena. She in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and I'm playing, park ball. That's when the games come in. That's when the games
I
come
don't. Well, I don't think the Dome is the Mercedes Benz anymore. That's in Atlanta,
You know
though.
what
So I
you
think,
know, you know what I mean. You know
yeah,
what I
we one of
mean.
them. Yeah, I think we one of them casinos down here nowadays. I believe, though.
Take it. But that
Yes,
men do
casino.
that, man, and that we have to get better at that. If you just have to date in your league, date in your arena, date
And
in your
and me, just lay it all out on the table. Be honest, be
thank
straight
you.
up, and let me know let me decide if I want to get involved in it. Like Trinity, they come in with a lie. What for what? Just keep it 100. I can't come back later and say you didn't tell me if you told me. And
Right.
then it's totally my decision. It's on me because I decided to go into that. But when you blindsided, uh, it's a different story. It's just different, and that's
That's the
pretty
whole
much
point.
what's happening. And no matter how much you ask an individual to just be honest, keep it real,
Right.
just let me know what it is, what it's not. They just can't do it. Not all, but most. But they just can't.
From what I know of Heather, and most men, and in their defense, they want the pretty brown round. That's what they're looking at. I'm gonna lie my ass off to get to the pretty brown round. I'm gonna lie my ass off.
You
Just-
don't have to lie, though.
You
but
ain't got
that's
a
You
lot
don't
to
have
kick
to
it. That's what
lie.
they
You
say.
ain't got a lie to
You
that's
ain't
kick
got
it.
that's
a
my
lot to kick
point.
it.
You get
Most
my
women,
point.
no.
You
Can't
get
But
you
even.
get
see,
my point.
it's the macro and it's the micro. So you saying you gonna lie, but I'm the type I'm not gonna lie. So when we talking about many is up to 80%. Some is a little bit less than
I agree.
10%. So I get that. So you
No,
saying you're single,
when I'm speaking about men, I'm actually placing myself in their shoes. I'm not talking about that's what I do. I'm putting myself in their
but
shoes
if
because that's what they normally do.
but if you do that, you're speaking for all men.
I'm not. I say some now. We always say some, man. We say some. We say
And some is the macro, and the macro is up to 80-90%. So that's
who pays.
speaking for all
You
men.
see Flash. You see what he
They
doing.
like,
See what he doing. You
No,
see what he
no,
doing.
just
Let him
trying to keep
talk.
it on
Let him
point.
speak.
Go ahead.
I'm picking up on it. Go ahead.
Real quick, let's because I want to give Pooh Face a flower before we jump into I don't think she was on when I introduced on, but Pooh Face is a very good friend of mine, very good friend. She came into my life at a very tumultuous time, and I didn't even know who she was. She was following me on the platform before the conversation was anything. Like I was
Hmm.
honest, I was just healing for the world because my father had just died in my arms, and I hadn't even moved back to Louisiana yet. She just started
Okay.
following, so I'm like, damn, who is this? All I saw was like a red chick. I'm like, who is this? So come to find out, I didn't know the connection until G Money told me who she was, and
Okay.
she became a wonderful friend, man. And actually, she encouraged me to write my first book. She's responsible for that, and she actually hosts me at her home in Texas for the
Hmm.
conversation. Speaking at the conversation, she's very special to me, very special, very special.
Okay.
But I
That's
got
what's up.
questions. I got questions for you. So, as I was watching the live, and y'all was getting it in, y'all was sipping. What y'all was drinking, by the way, first? What y'all was drinking?
We were drinking our drinks, Trini. I'm a tequila girl. She's a vodka girl.
Okay. And as you guys can see, she keep calling me by my government name. I'm gonna let that slide because she know me like that. So
Well, I mean, hey, what you want me to call? That's all I know. I can only call what I know.
I
Whoop.
know.
Okay, all
I'm just
right.
teasing. So Blueface, what I want to know is when Heather was talking to you and y'all got into the thing of your new relationship, I was quite surprised because the Blueface that I know, she normally played the background. So I was like, damn, wait a minute. There's some new shit right here. I'm trying to figure out what this is, and then you kept referring to him as they. So I'm like, I couldn't comment on it because it was, the live was pre-recorded at that time. So I called her. I was like, why you keep saying they? And I know, as much as I know about her, she didn't committed herself to this situation. I wanted to know why she didn't call him by his name, because she was definitely committed. So that's the first question. Go ahead.
It wasn't for the world to know. You know,
Okay. All
that's
right.
how I feel at that moment.
Okay.
Don't that sound like Drake when Drake said he wasn't hiding his kid from the world? He was hiding the world from his kid. That's what it kind of sounds
Private
like.
until permanent.
But I get it
But
because social media is not real. So,
So
I get that.
exactly.
I get what you're saying about private to permanent, but you got to tell it to somebody who don't know you. When
It's
you were speaking to your best friend in
I
public,
was exactly. But she
do
know who I was speaking of though.
do permanent, do permanent.
Excuse me.
He's permanent. I knew he was permanent when you said they. You know what I'm
Heather,
saying?
you shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head because
Exactly.
that sounds like the conversation that we had, in the live. You knew you knew that I knew that he was permanent. Just before I knew a name or anything, it just was a look, and if you
Exactly.
know her, you
Right.
know her. Like, and so that's what she said, you know me, what you know about me. So as I'm telling her, she's like, oh yeah, you know me, like, duh,
Exactly.
but
Hmm.
that's how she is. So it's pretty much permanent from jump with her, because that's what she is.
Exactly.
She loves hard. She loves her. And if
Yeah.
she gets close enough to you for her to even speak on you, you already know what the situation
Exactly. So what? That's got to be a hell of a man. I'm gonna tell you why.
is.
Tell me
Dude,
why, because I want to know why.
dude, sapiosexual got to be off the charts. It's not about the
Yes.
lower nature with you.
From day one,
So
I
his
could say some things.
sapiosexual, his sapiosexual
They F
meaning,
my
for those who
mind
don't,
right quick.
exactly, for those who don't know what sapiosexual is, that's stimulating conversation from either party, and it goes far past the lower nature.
Right. What a
So
person's attracted to.
there you go. There you
Mm,
But you
yes.
but you could tell by the smile she over there sporting every time they kind of talk around that. So that's what that is. So sounds like she's saying no more penciling in, no more penning in. This is a permanent marker type thing. Is
go.
that what you're saying?
I mean, hey, day for day. More.
Exactly. But I wanted to bring you girls on because this is actually our third episode, and I was like, you know what? If we're gonna bring women in, because Mark and I was talking about this, I was like, we're gonna bring these women in. They're gonna have to be from the area. They're gonna have to be from New Orleans because they're gonna keep it funky and keep it real. And again, like I said, I've never met another woman like I met here in New Orleans. They always keep it funky.
We one
Sometimes
of a
And the
kind.
thing, yeah, but see, the thing was, we was trying to have this show, or there was an idea of having this show with talking about women without women, and I was like, nah, we can't do that. That's a certain line we can't cross. Just like we don't want to hear women talking about men. It's a different type conversation.
exactly. So let me ask you something, Heather. So how do you handle that once you find out that dude's intimidated by you, whoever he is, or what? When you figure out that damn, he not who he say he was. Like,
uh, it starts with a conversation. Um, still, still seeking, the truth. And here's the thing. In most cases with me, when I ask a question, I already know the answer, right?
Answer.
So,
Already know
um,
it.
if I ask you and I still can't get that truth out of you, um, it's no need to continue. It's just no need to continue, because in most case is how you start is how you're gonna finish. And if that's how you're starting without being able to, because in the beginning you don't have any, you shouldn't have anything to hide. So if you can't
Right.
give me that in the beginning, as time goes on and feelings get involved, it's gonna be harder and harder to get that from you.
I'm glad you brought that up. So let me ask you a question. So how long does it take you to pull away if the good is good?
How long does it take you to pull away if I
You
can't
heard
get that? If I
no,
can't
no,
get that truth?
no. You heard
Oh,
exactly. How long
Repeat that question again.
would it take for you to pull away once you see that he not who he say he is? If,
oh, immediately.
no, hold on a second. If that thing is good, if it's good to you.
Immediately.
So even if you've been physical with him, you could just pull away. You could walk away.
She said cold turkey, dog. When she got to
Because
write it
I
down, she's
mean,
spelling it out.
there has to be. I just feel like when it's my time, it's my time. There has to be somebody out here that can give me everything. They can give me that and what I'm asking for as well. So I can't hold on to you just for that. I just can't.
I got
That's
you.
just
So
not
what you
enough.
saying?
That's just not enough.
So you're saying victimized just don't bother you at all?
Mm-mm.
It's not going to disturb you, or it's not going to cloud your judgment. It's not going to give you the rose-colored glasses. Oh well, maybe I could just work this out when you think of the way he swirl. You know what I'm saying? None of that.
No, none of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. A New Orleans woman,
When it's time to go, it's time to go.
exactly.
That's
And the
just
New
it.
Orleans woman, gentlemen, for the gentleman who's actually watching across the country and around the world, they'll give you one before they leave. They'll give you one before you leave, and then fix you some food leaving as you go. Pack you a lunch, and
you
then
might
after
be get you might be getting that one right before. you know,
you see what I'm
just
saying?
depends. Just depends on how the day, how the day carried on. But yeah, that's just not enough for me. Mm-mm. Not at one point in life, younger when you
Yeah.
felt like, oh, but as you get older, yeah, sex is just not enough.
Got Slash. You got something to add to that?
Yeah, I'm just listening because I believe the topic was why our sisters are not committing to relationships or something along those lines.
Right. Absolutely. So let me ask you something, Face. Appreciate you putting me back on trail, Slash. So let me ask you something. So I thought about that, and I wrote this topic up thinking about your commitment to your new guy, right? So you've been single for quite some time, and I know you know what I'm saying, people that you dealt with, but you kind of cut it off at a certain point. Like if it's not giving you what you need, you're just not going to deal with it. So what and why did it take you so long to commit?
It's always the person,
Okay.
but it didn't take me long. Some some people just know, and I'm saying some people. I'm speaking in general.
Okay.
Know what to do, know what to say. It goes back to what you said from the beginning, the conversation. I
Right.
told you what they did from the beginning. They're mine. And
Okay.
most men can't do that. I'm a different breed, so it takes a lot for that.
Right. Slash.
So you sound like, or I'm just peeping your body language, like you're not for the BS. You really you're gonna play the game for what it's worth, and if it's not, because it sounds like you haven't been in a relationship in quite a while, so this particular
I
guy must have
haven't.
been a guy that came correct.
Right.
He did. That's exactly what it is. But when you've been through a lot, when you've been through so much, some things you're just not going to stand for.
Right. Right. I got to be honest with
So
you. I was quite surprised. Go ahead, Slash. I'm sorry.
so the cat didn't come with his representative. He came representing himself. Sound like.
Exactly. He's a man.
Okay,
Yep. Yeah.
I feel that.
When I saw the photo and he was in the background, I said, "Oh shit. Okay. This is serious. This is some. This is some serious work here.
Wait. So you
It's
mean
it's a process. I'm getting there.
wait. You mean like out on a date and they out on a date and they holding the glass up where you can't see the dude and
Nah,
you're like,
you
yeah,
know,
I'm out.
exactly. That's my point. But when
Not
I
that.
saw the photo, I was like, okay, this is a commitment.
Hmm.
This is more than a commitment. This is heavy feelings. Like for her to do that, and you have to know her to know that. Like Heather know what I'm talking about. To see her
Yes,
do that publicly and display him publicly, I was like, this is heavy. It's heavy, and there are some heavy feelings there. So
it is.
yeah,
It's a
I mean,
process. We're growing.
it's day to day, you know. There's 40 billion people in the world, but it only takes one.
well, that's
But
true.
from our
Too many
previous
people,
conversation, go ahead.
too many people are looking for. I don't know if they have one in one hand and they're trying to grasp a couple more over here, but like I said, there's 40 billion people in the world, but you're only looking for that one real one.
Right. So I saw that you when I was speaking with Heather slash you objected. Well, you didn't object, but you kind of intervened when I was talking about the guys dating out of the league. You didn't agree with me. I know you didn't agree with me.
Nah, I don't think that there's a league. Um, just like for a man, we don't consider women to ever be like, oh well, she's out of our league, because we'll date somebody that's sitting on the bench with a McDonald's uniform on. So I don't believe a league type of a thing, but it's just whether or not you're ready to surrender or submit. Like I always say.
When I speak a league, and I'm always doing using target
Hmm.
words when I say anything. But when I speak
Right.
a league, like as far as with Heather, Heather got her shit together, and that's what I mean when I say league. Like as far as her mentality,
Mm-hmm.
her mindset. That's what I mean when I say league. I'm not talking about like monetary things or she got her own house or car, all this. I'm talking about the mentality when we talk about
Right.
league. And I
Right.
believe, I believe that I stand 10 toes down on that. If a man is not ready for that woman mentally, he has no, he shouldn't be approaching that woman if he's not mentally ready for her, because that's where everything gonna start anyway. I'm not talking about the monetary stuff,
Right.
but if
But
if
you
if her
got too
mind,
many people that's out here just shooting shots because they think it's all about numbers.
that's my point. That's my
They have
point.
this thing called the 5 brick a day mentality, where you have conversation with 5 women, whether or not you're even trying to holler at them, but you're speaking to them, you're complimenting them. I like your shoes, I like your purse, boom, boom, bam, just so
Right.
you're still being practiced, and that's called the 5 bricks a day. So you have people that's just out here that's just shooting at everything that's moving, and sometimes it's cast that's 60 years old that's still in the clubs.
Exactly. And this is where we, and I'm speaking to the gentleman at this point. This is where we get ourselves in trouble where we open this woman up with our game. We open her up. I'm talking about a quality type woman. We open that woman up and have no intentions. No intention, because we know from when she's speaking, like, damn, I can't do nothing with this. But that's what he's saying is I can't do nothing with this. But he's gonna continue on, opening this woman up. But then
Hmm.
they get upset when she changes her mind, like as had to say, hey, listen, I'm done. But we tend to
Right,
get
because you
upset by that. You didn't open this
you
woman up.
have people that can't live by themselves or jump from relationship to relationship.
There you go.
So it goes both ways. It goes different ways.
Exactly. Hey, 1 second. We got some common sense slides. Let me see if I can pull them up.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on mine.
I didn't pull up. My bad. I didn't pull it up over in the studio. Can you see it?
Super. Well, I see some hearts from somebody.
Was
I
that
don't see an actual
like
statement.
Nicole? Can you see that?
Nah, because
Looked
I'm
like her
I'm in
name's
the
Nicole
comments.
Landry. Nicole
That's
Landry.
Miss Landry.
Yeah, I see
Appreciate that.
hearts, but I
Appreciate
don't
that,
see a
Nicole.
comment.
Appreciate that for tuning in.
Let me
All right,
see.
here we go.
All right, my bad. All right.
You got it?
See Crystal Landry says okay. That was at 7:15.
Okay.
Nicole Landry said, "Come on now, poo face." Once again,
Hey,
Nicole
call Marie.
says Nicole said black, and she says
Hey,
facts.
Nick.
Good stuff,
And
man.
then 7:30, she says immaturity.
Exactly. Again, like I was saying, I want to acknowledge the folks here, and I take it Nicole is from the West Bank. She's from here.
Yeah,
Of
Good stuff.
Aurora.
course.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Downtown Aurora, uptown Aurora.
All around
We
Aurora.
gonna say all around Aurora.
All around Aurora.
That's funny.
All around the world. Huh?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I don't think Heather. You don't. I don't think you know Mark. You don't know Mark, do you?
No, I never met
Yeah,
Mark.
you was a little young when Mark was out there in them streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little young. He was a little
I
young.
was on the side. I was on the sidewalk, my brother.
You wasn't on.
A
Ladies and gentlemen,
sidewalk.
this brother's actually toured the country and all this good stuff. Come on, man, stop that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
Heather
was on
was a
the.
little. She was a little young for that one.
Okay, that's
I'm
cool. Yeah,
not
I was on.
calling out like that. What you make? Didn't you just recently make 40?
I did.
So let me ask you a question. I'm gonna be good. How old were you back when?
Oh goodness, Trinity, I don't remember. It had to be. I don't know. It had to be late 20s. It had to be.
What back
That's what I'm
back?
thinking.
Yeah, it had to be like
It had to
late
be the
20s.
late 20s.
Yeah,
Late 20s,
yeah, it
beginning
was late
30.
20s.
Mhm.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Ain't that something? Okay.
Yeah, this don't sound like Club Adidas and Flirts, though.
Oh
Nah, she
no.
was nowhere near Adidas or Flirts. I wasn't near
Mm-mm.
Adidas, but I was near Flirts. It wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, they were young at that time. They were very young when Mark's actually a producer, produced pretty much everybody that you guys can dance to and all that stuff. He's a producer. But yeah, well, I didn't know you were like 20, Heather.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, probably
So
because you didn't care to know. What you
what
saying, Mr.
about
Mike?
Wednesdays at Crescent City Grill? So they didn't slide you that Trent?
I don't know. I don't think they
No.
did. Y'all never stopped by
Mm-mm.
the restaurant? They never came
Mm-mm.
by.
No,
No.
Um, I think I did.
I think
I
you
think you
did.
did.
Yes, I
Yeah,
did. I
you
wasn't
did.
living here
Okay.
then, but I remember
We
I went
sure
there
did.
before.
She did come by. She did come by. She did. I don't think Heather had the proper identification to be drinking back then. I'm not so sure. I'm not so
You
sure.
got
No.
funny.
I'm not so sure. I'm surprised by the 20-year-old, but essentially we're gonna leave that one.
Yeah, look, next please, because that got you stuck right now. You stuck.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. Maybe.
I
Yeah,
think he knew. He just overlooked it.
that part,
pretty
that part,
brown,
Brian.
round, round. Yeah, yeah.
So let me ask, what high school did y'all attend?
Higgins and West Jeff for me.
And just Higgins for me.
I don't know
All right,
why
Greg,
I
where you
was
put?
thinking Eric in West Jeff.
Mm-mm.
No John Eric.
Not an Eric girl.
Not an Eric girl.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So back to this. What's your thoughts on that, Heather? What I said about the guys opening women up and have no intention on getting into a relationship or going to a serious relationship.
Um, Men do it, and it's done all ages. I don't want um like Nicole said immaturity, but immaturity is not a age thing.
That's
Right.
There's some
So do you
guys
think the
that
guys?
are, huh?
Do you think the guys go in is intentionally what they're doing?
This is the thing. I just feel like some guys. are more confident than others. And I'm not knocking confidence. I'm not knocking confidence at all because I've been in places where there's a guy, we said this on the live, there's a guy that'll sit back from the corner of wherever I am and just look, but they never have the courage to walk up. Or they'll send messages through other people, but never themselves. And I feel like if you can't do that, you can't do me. Because um we all past, we're at just like I tell a kid, use your words, and say what you gotta say, however you feel it, shoot your shot. And sometimes that shot doesn't work in your favor, and sometimes it does, but you just have to be an adult about it. And me, at the point that I'm at, I'm I'm not chasing. I'm not chasing. You got to come and get me. If you want me, you have to come and get me. So you have to be confident, you have to be sure in yourself, and you have to know what you want. And if you do, then we're gonna roll, but like it goes back to still in that initial conversation or those initial conversations, in those first couple of dates. So keep it real, just be honest. We all have a past, we've all made mistakes, and I'm not holding anything against anyone. I just want to know that you have the ability to just tell me whatever it is. That's all.
But
And
Slash,
if they can do that and they can get past that hump, they might have it made in the shade.
Hearing that from Heather, I feel to believe with me, putting myself back out on the market, there's hope for me. They're not going to be
There's
looking at my
always hope.
past. They're not going to be looking
Why
at my
would you think
past.
there's not hope?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, but did not just say that.
That,
My
I never said there wasn't hope. I never said.
technically,
I'm.
she
I
did
guess
say that.
I did. That was not my word.
That was your words.
Okay, so blame it on the tequila. Okay, I may have said it, but that's not how I feel. Red knows that's not how I feel. I just, at a certain point, you just get like that. You're like, F this. Like, I'm not doing this no more. I don't want to do this.
I mean, yeah, we
And
we go through that. I was like that. I was the same
right,
way. Wasn't doing it, not
right.
doing it. Things happen.
Slash,
Things
what's your thoughts
change.
on that? What's your thoughts on her saying and she did say that, by the way.
Yeah, she said that early on, but it's the thing of I would never tell another man nor woman how to feel. If that's how she felt at that particular moment, it
Right,
is what it is.
right. So y'all mean to
So
tell
how
me
long?
it's still
So
hope for me,
so
right?
You know it.
Don't even
say,
get me
say,
started.
say, Mr. Epic, man, you're gonna have to slow down because after your birthday, it took a little minute to shake back now. So
Hmm.
Let me tell y'all what happened since he brought that up about his birthday, right?
look,
Let's
I'm not
So
talk
getting into
about it.
specifics now. I'm not getting into specifics. I'm just saying.
so now I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Now
Because we do
you
transparency on
don't
our
have look. You
You
don't
gonna
have
keep
to
it a
give me the
100?
witness stand.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. So I get up every morning 5:15, go to the gym, work out, all that stuff. And I already had one birthday dinner set up. One of my friends, she was gonna take me for Lebanese dinner. I said, okay, cool. And when I get to the gym working out, another friend at the gym said she was taking me to lunch. So I went to lunch and she was actually trying to take me home after that. She was like, I'm gonna bring you home, call your driver, tell your driver, I'm gonna take you home. But I couldn't
Sound
do
like
that
you was look.
because
Sounds like you was looking like a snack since somebody was trying to take you home, dog.
hey, man. So so when she said she was gonna take me, I said, nah, I can't do that because my other friend was gonna be here waiting for me to take me to dinner. And I took both. I went, took both of them up on the offers. When I got home, I called Slash and I called Lightning. I said, dude, I had two birthday dates, and they wore me out, and I didn't touch none of them. So I didn't put my hand on neither one of them. It was a great dinner, and I don't even drink no more. But just Slash was saying that it might be a little too much for me, but I hadn't been out, like that in quite some time. It's been 5-6 years. But like I told my buddy at the gym, ain't nothing changed but the limp. I resorted back to the playbook. I still made it pop. You know what I'm saying? Just with a limp. What you laughing at?
So what's with the limp?
Say again there. What'd you say?
What's with the limp? What are you talking about?
You know I got a limp. Stop it.
You got a little limp, girl. You know you got a little limp.
I got a limp.
I'm just trying to figure out what he's talking about. I don't know. Limp could
Oh,
mean a
you
couple
thought
of
you talking
things.
about the
I don't
other
know.
limp? You thought he had another limp? No, not
You see what I'm saying? From these women from New Orleans, they gonna say, well, now everybody know what I'm talking about. And y'all know exactly that journey I've been on. Heather knew. That's why Heather didn't say
I
nothing.
know.
Oh, that is a situation that you're dealing with.
Yeah. She got stop.
I'm gonna stop. You know I'm gonna stop, right?
I know. Yeah, I know. Pooh face know too much of my business. You know too much of my business. I didn't say nothing was wrong with me. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
You know what?
I'm still him. I'm still him.
Oh,
I'm
you
still
still
him.
him, huh?
I'm
I know
still
Now,
that's
see,
him.
right.
you're opening yourself up again. Now, you just said now.
Open the wound.
And look, he was tired from 2 days.
Man,
Ain't even have to do nothing but go.
There you go. There you go.
Romelo just ain't get enough.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So slash. What was your thoughts on the whole commitment thing? What's your thoughts on it when you read the write up?
well, definitely had to do some research and look into it because, like I said, I didn't want to discuss this topic without having women being
Right.
able to respond and or give us insight to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how you like to word it. You like to word it like one of those Prince albums with all the words together.
Right. right.
But I think we still. I'd like to know how long it's been since either of you ladies have been in relationships. I mean, serious relationships. Well, look like somebody
So
ducked out. So it's on you,
I'm
Pooh
there. Oh,
Face.
there you
Oh,
go.
she's still there.
I'm there. I'm sorry, my phone. Um, serious relationship.
Mm,
The last relationship that I would consider to be serious was probably like about 2001.
damn.
Yeah, that's serious. There's been some little situationships. I might have called them relationships at the time, but when you got into the meat of it, it wasn't really a relationship. It was just a little situationship. But yeah, that's about it. Like I don't know at what point in my life that I got, you know, here that I'm just like I have peace in my life, I have peace in my house. Um, and I'm just not willing to just risk, losing that just for any little thing. And I understand that, in a relationship it's give and take and there's gonna be good times and bad times, but initially in the beginning you shouldn't be hit hard with things. So to me that's my sign that it's not for me, and it's nothing wrong with, giving people a shot and, going on dates and having fun, and but everything is not for everyone.
Right. Let's hover around that. Something you said was very important. What a lot of people, these days don't have. They don't harness that, and that's peace. I can relate to that because when you have peace, you don't want to disrupt it. You don't want You don't want the flow messed up. You don't want nothing to disturb that. I totally get that. Totally get that. And honestly, over the past five, almost 6 years, I've actually personally walked away from situations. If my peace was disturbed and you blocking where I need to get, I gotta let you go.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
And
But a
there's
lot
no
of
hard
people,
feelings, there's no hard feelings, there's no, but you have to do what's best for you. And like I tell a lot of people, stress can kill you faster than anything else.
exactly.
So if a situation is bringing me stress and it's disrupting my peace, like at some point, for me, it happens sooner than it may happen for others. But for me, that's when I know, hey, I I gotta move, and my scope of talent, things that I do, it
Right.
keeps me connected to people even after, we've gone our separate ways. So that's why I say it's not all feelings. Like I still do a lot of work for people, that I've, been in relationships with, and because I'm not, we're not gonna be nasty. We're gonna be adults about it, and we're gonna understand that this is not for us, and walk away as such.
Let me ask you something. You brought up Heather owns a business. She does phenomenal work, and I'll share her information there once we're done. I want to ask you a question. Didn't you do you do infused cakes, right?
What kind of cake?
Infused cakes.
Oh yeah, I do infused cake.
Slash. Remember when Shannon came through a couple of years ago? Remember when she first came?
Mm-hmm.
Heather baked a cake for my brother Carlton, right? So Torrance Lightning was having a cookout. So Carlton showed up.
Okay.
He came in with the cake.
Yeah, I remember this.
He came. You remember that, right? He came in with
Yeah.
the cake. So Torrance and Shannon was drinking there on it. Ciroc, all this other stuff. Heather, your
Somebody
cake
got put down for the count off of that cake.
fell in the tub and everything. She had to be carried. My brother and them had to bring her back to the house for me.
I remember that story.
You remember that? That's the woman that's responsible for that cake.
It's my fault.
So, so the cake was so strong and it was so good. And again, like I didn't think of it any other thing about it. She was like, "Damn, I don't even taste the weed." I said, "That shit was made in New Orleans. You're
But
not gonna taste it."
listen, the crazy thing is the amount of THC that's in that cake is it's not even that much. You can't taste it, you can't smell it. But like I told Colton, I just think infused with all the other ingredients, that's just like brownies. Like brownies, that
But
chocolate, it brings it like through the roof. So I think it's just the ingredient. But I never put a lot in there. But them people go crazy over that.
when I tell
So
you that's Shannon's on a podcast on Sundays with me, and when I tell you she passed out in the tub, Lightning and Alvin had to pick
Wow.
her up and get her straight. I
And she
couldn't
just
do it.
ate a piece of it, or she ate the whole cake.
She ate the whole damn cake while she was drinking.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's what did it for her. Then. That's what
That
did
will
it.
do it.
Exactly,
That's what
exactly.
did it.
Yeah, so Heather has a real profitable business, man. She do well with that stuff, real well. Tell them the name of the business, man.
It's H&J Divine Creations.
Absolutely,
one
absolutely.
more time.
H&J
Okay.
Divine Creations.
Yeah, she put that work in. She get that work done, man. She get that work done. Get that work
So
done.
who's the J?
My kids. All of my kids, their name starts with G.
Okay. So how much THC is in these cakes?
I
We talking
don't
a
have,
pinch or grandmother?
huh? What you say? Oh,
We
like a
talking a
grandmother.
pinch? Or
So
we
if
talking,
you
grandmother
talking
off the
about
dome?
a stick of butter, I only use a half stick of butter along with two regular sticks of butter. That's a very small amount of THC in a whole cake. Not just that slice, a whole cake.
So
It's
when you
not
look at a
much.
stick of butter, It's measured tablespoons, I believe,
It's measured, so that's 4 tablespoons.
and we'd have to kind of figure out that THC.
Yeah,
I,
it's four
I
tablespoons. But
don't.
but you gotta realize when I make a batch, I use uh a half ounce, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming out with 4 sticks of butter. So it's not that much.
Wow.
Okay.
It's not that
I'll
much.
take your word for it, but I ain't gonna wind up
It's
in no
not.
bathtub though.
As long as you don't eat that whole, you gotta look. Do like my friend and just pinch off it. A little bit here
A
and
little
a
bit at
little
a
bit
time.
there. But
Don't get the chocolate. Don't get nothing chocolate though.
she loved that pecan candy though. Oh my goodness.
So
You
Heather,
talking dark
how can
chocolate?
they reach you if somebody listens to this? Because this podcast it's gonna stream continuously. So
Our email is hjdivinecreations@gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have a Facebook that is named the business name H&J Divine Creations. I also have an Instagram, which is H_J Divine Creation.
good stuff. You folks won't be disappointed. I tell you that. I saw that working in real time. Shannon was on her ass. So she
Lightweight, lightweight trying
exactly.
to act like a heavyweight, huh?
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So that's good stuff. Nah, but man, this is good. But I wanted to get you guys on, man, because I was quite surprised that Two Face is in a relationship. And I'll
You
be the
keep
first.
going back to that. Why?
Let me publicly congratulate you on your relationship, and I wish you well with that.
It only
Thank you.
took an
I
hour, huh?
appreciate that. How
Go
about
ahead.
It,
see?
it only took an hour, huh? I
What?
say to congratulate her, it only took an
Oh,
hour, huh?
oh, it only took an hour. You're right.
Yeah,
He did congratulate me before. Let
He
me go
had to
ahead
get
and
over
put
the
you.
initial shot. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why
exactly,
though. I don't know
exactly.
why he's shocked.
Thank I
It
mean,
sounded like somebody swept off her feet that day, though. That's all that sounded like.
yeah. Like I told her, I said, you got to be a hell of a dude. You got to be a hell of a dude, man. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a real good
Yeah.
thing. So
He,
hopefully Heather could find somebody in her arena,
hopefully.
and that's gonna act right. You know what I mean?
I know,
We,
right?
we're
That's so
talking
hard.
about people outside of uptown and downtown Monroe, also, right?
Listen. Yes,
Man,
most
man,
definitely.
man, I'm feeling downtown
It
Morocco.
listen, it's been guess what? It's been out of state. It's been, you know, like I'm not just stuck in Marrero. I really wish I could pick up and leave Marrero, honestly. But
Yeah.
I can't. But no, I'm not, stuck in this area. I'm not. I'm just and and on that live I did say, but that was all in good fun. But I am hopeful.
Okay.
He's hopeful.
So y'all was confident to put this out on the live, huh?
Yeah, bro, they was going in, and that wasn't their first live. That was like a part two of a live from like months ago. So I'm like, wow, okay.
Yep. She didn't have a man before 40, and I didn't have a man before 50, and all of this. Yeah, that was.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Who would have
No,
ever thought?
exactly. Exactly. That's a good thing though. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing. Real good thing.
But,
You know,
but the way
everybody.
you were saying that, Trent, it's almost like, you didn't think that Blueface, could kind of pull it off. Because you're like,
All right,
oh,
there I
I'm
go. Y'all can hear
surprised.
me?
You good.
Yeah, well, we
I,
can hear
I
you.
didn't. It's not that I didn't think that she could pull it off.
My,
I was wondering if she was gonna find somebody to match her energy because she's really and truly, and I'm not saying this because she's my good friend. She a solid chick, man. She a, she a solid chick. So I
I
wasn't I
mean,
wasn't too I wasn't too sure she was gonna find somebody to match her energy.
But I mean, there's 40 billion people in the world, man.
I get it, but
Right. There's
it's only
somebody
one.
for everybody.
It's only one pool
And
face.
it's only one me.
I just got to keep it 100. Like, I mean, she real
But
solid, man.
see,
She real solid.
she might have been not looking in Marrero and then found Mr. Right in Marrero, dog.
Say that again. Say that one more time. Because I did not want to be in Morocco.
He
Just saying,
wait,
maybe
wait,
you
so
looking
hold on.
outside.
Morocco.
So he from Marrero? He from Marrero?
He from everywhere.
Okay,
From Morocco.
I
He
like
from
that.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. That's real good stuff. Real good stuff.
There's
But not, but
somebody
like
noticing what I'm noticing in the comments and say, she's glowing.
exactly.
Who's saying that she's glowing?
That's Nicole
That's
said
my
that.
sister.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
And
my
it's a good thing, man. I'm
sister.
proud of her that she found somebody that could actually match her energy. And
Yes,
again, like I said, she's a
didn't have
wonderful.
that.
And I'm not just saying it because she's a wonderful friend. She's a real good person. You know, she's a real good person.
Excuse me. Well, it
God
sounded like it
bless you.
just was a matter of time, bro.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something, Blueface. So you approached him, he approached you.
So let's say this. I've been knowing.
Uh-oh.
It's
Uh-oh.
not. I've been knowing him for years, but not
What?
knowing him. Let's
Okay,
let's yes, knowing him, but not knowing him.
okay.
Um. So what happened was we was at a same event, and he actually said hello, Donna. He was the person that I used to always say, "Oh, who he think he is?" Never speak. He think he more than me.
Mm,
And it took that one hello, Donna, and it took me back. I was in shock.
ain't that something? Now, with you saying that, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. If he said hello, Donna, sound like to me his mind was made up before you even knew him like that.
Hmm.
Would that be a correct assessment?
That would be a correct assessment.
Okay, I like him. He know
But
exactly what he.
what I could say about him though, going back to your conversation, you all said something in reference to people being honest. I
Right.
think that's what it was with me with him. He was honest from day one, wasn't
Mm,
ready for a relationship at all because of certain situations. And
right.
it just
You're
progressed.
correct.
And like Heather,
That's
it
good.
evolved.
It evolved.
Hey.
It evolved. That's a good thing. Evolving is a good thing. Man. Evolving is a good thing, and most people don't realize
Yeah,
that.
you know.
Most people
Go
don't
ahead.
realize this, especially women that don't know this about men. If a man approach you, his mind is made up. If he just directly go at you and just lay it all on line, his mind made up. It's just a matter of time. The question is, will y'all be patient with that time? It sounded like you was patient. So that's good stuff, man. Real good stuff.
Oh, maybe she was just ready, dog.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
I mean, I was there for the challenge.
Somebody choosing, dog. No matter the situation, somebody choosing. But
Somebody too.
a lot of
Somebody.
people deal in minutes, and only a few people deal in moments.
That's
Because a
true.
moment can last forever.
Look at Key Sweat, folks. Look at Key Sweat over there making it
Oh,
last.
do not bring up Keith Sweat. Please don't bring up Keith
Uh,
Sweat.
uh, okay, Keith Sweat said he can't find love either, man. We should have chimed him in. Live
I
from the
heard. I
Sweat
saw that.
Hotel.
I saw that. Key Sweat too old to be looking for a woman to cook for him. Man. Come on now.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Sweat sitting on them M's, man.
I get that. I get that. But at that age, I guess guys from New Orleans are a little different. We're gonna get in the kitchen and do it ourselves and all that stuff. So it's cool
Yeah,
to get your plate fixed, but let me cook it up. You can
but I
fix the
mean,
plate, but
maybe
let me
he's a
cook
dude
it.
that's been But you have to think on the other end also. Maybe he's a dude that's been doing that and just haven't been receiving that.
That's true.
Right.
I get it. I
You
get
got a
that.
lot of cats that make a lot of money that always pay for stuff. And then
Yes.
you'd be surprised when somebody's like, no, I'll take care of that. I'll get that.
Right, right, right.
So you always have to look at it from both spectrums because, it's three sides to every story, dog.
I get that. I can get that. I can get that. I get that. I get that. But at 60, come on.
It's,
Right.
it's not what Master P said, dog. It ain't no limit, dog.
No limit. No limit.
You might not find your one
Well,
until what,
maybe
50,
he in the
60,
wrong fish
70s.
pond because from what I was reading, it's he was dealing with younger girls. Maybe he's in the wrong fish pond.
Could be. Or it might be one of those private ponds, man.
Sometimes private not
That's like
even.
fishing in a barrel, dog.
Mm.
I know you heard of fishing in a barrel before, right?
I'm a little green. I wouldn't know about that. Educate me,
Oh,
Sly.
oh, oh, oh my goodness.
I was just messing
Oh
around.
my
Educate them. Some
goodness.
people may not know.
Well, you have farm raised fishing ponds and whatnot, where people just come in a dump truck and dump a bunch of fish in the pond.
Right, 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 right.
Those fish reproduce. And it's just a bunch of fish in the pond.
Get it.
Hmm.
I get it.
I mean, I've been out in that blue water and that brown water when they mix together and they don't really go into each other. And you
Uh-huh.
Mm.
drop your line and two fish coming up at a time. Sometimes a school of fish jumping all in the boat.
So
So maybe
I
she's
never,
like,
I never experienced swimming out too far.
nah. We're not gonna do all that though.
I was just, I was just teased up
You
too.
never experienced what? What you never
He
experienced?
not about to do all that, Reed.
I never experienced swimming out too far.
Right to go there.
That's funny.
The whole conversation tonight been about gentlemen biting off more than they can chew and telling these stories that might not be true and lifestyles that they might not be living. And then we 360 all the way back, huh?
Well, I mean, come on, man. Night. So ladies and gentlemen, Slides don't agree with me when I say that about men dating outside of the arena. And this on a prime time, we do butt heads when we talk about that. As far as men, and I stand 10 toes down on that. These men get in these situations by lying to these women, fabricating who they are as a man. And I'm not talking about monetary stuff. They'll fake the funk just to get her.
Hmm.
And
Sometimes you
that's
have
not fair
people,
to the woman. Go
some
ahead,
people
Sly.
talk themselves into situations, just like they can talk themselves out of situations.
That's true. That's true. But
That's all
like
I'm
I said,
saying.
yeah, but like I said, I stand 10 toes down, man. If you know you have no intentions on dealing with this woman who is clearly here, and again, I'm gonna reiterate that I'm not talking about monetary stuff as far as status like that. If she's
Mhm.
here, if she's elevated here mentally, and you here, wait your turn. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What? Yeah, well, that's in the higher chakras, and I get that. But at the same time, you're not always going to come to the table where people are seeing eye to eye.
Exactly.
I agree.
What
I
did
agree.
Sierra say about leveling up when she went from what future to
So
oh
so
boy the
Slash,
quarterback?
what would you suggest the time limit on her waiting for him to get to that level as far as the mentality?
It's
How
Master P,
patient should
dog.
she be? How patient
It's
should
Master P, dog.
I don't agree
Ain't no
with that,
limit.
Slash. I don't agree with that, Slash. How so you expect this woman to
No,
wait till
it's not
he
about me expecting. Listen to me, and it's the same example I use all the time. Grandmother and grandfather,
right?
two different totally things, but they made that thing work 40, 50, 60 years. So it's not
Hmm.
about just what you reading or what you studying, if you doing yoga and the other one's doing Pilates. It's just being able to come in a common ground and have, conversations and discussions and building together. A marriage is two small companies getting together, making a medium-sized to large company. It's just being, you don't have to be on the same page, but you at least have to be in the same book.
I get what you're saying. But until you
Now
get
I'm
to
not
that
now I'm
book,
not saying you gotta wait like Fred Sanford and Donna. I'm not saying that.
okay, not he's clarifying. So that's what I'm talking about. But honestly though, man, when and that goes on the male side as well. If that man mentality
Both
is
sides.
here, if that man's mentality here and you're there, wait your turn. Wait your turn. And again, I'm not
Li-
talking
Life is
monetary. I'm not
life is
talking about
short. But when you say that, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to just be in those shoes. I want you to speak from experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking from experience. That one, what I just said, I'm speaking from that. Thank Heather back in 1 second.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get to my computer. My
I know
phone
you
keeps
good.
ringing.
You good. You good. You good. You good. But Slash and I, we're gonna always, differ on that topic because I have a way with words and I maybe it's in my older age, I just don't have patience for trying to bring somebody up to speed. I just don't have the
Well,
patience.
like I said, you're not bringing them up to speed. It's as simple as you might be into something, like you're into yoga, you're into working out. You
Right.
have some people that's not their vibe, but they're like, well, maybe I would like to do that, but I've never taken that first step.
I get that. I get that. I guess at this grown age, I just don't have those patience anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
You
expect
think,
people coming in. I don't expect women coming in the door to want to do yoga, to want to work out. I don't expect that. I'm not saying that at all. But at least hold a conversation with me and hold your own in that conversation. Like I'm not gonna water myself down because she fine. I used to do that shit. I was in my 20s.
see,
You
see,
know what I'm
that's what I'm
saying?
saying. See, you used to do that, but now we're on a different life cycle.
That's what I'm saying. But I'll stand 10 toes down on that. It's like at least come up the stairs, the first flight.
So for the right one, you saying you still don't have no time and patience.
I open the door for the right one.
That's all I'm
I will,
saying.
I will open the door and commit to the right one. I really would.
What did my man Darius Love Hall say about relationships? He said a lot of relationships don't move forward because people have exhausted the possibilities in Love Jones, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, philosopher, Mark/Marine. Hey, we got a
I'm
comment
just
slash.
saying.
1 sec. Somebody come in.
Uh, Growing up conversations from Black Love Still.
Okay, good stuff.
That's
I appreciate
pleasant.
it. Hey, what's up, Pleasant? What's up, Pleasant? Good stuff. I see that. I see that. Yeah, but once I honestly, I think at a certain age, man, we have to be honest with ourselves. Just like honestly, I relate to what Heather's talking about. She just don't have the time or nor the patience to deal with that, and she don't have time to have somebody interrupting her peace. I get it. I totally get
Right, right.
that. I
And
totally get that.
that's
And
called standards and whatnot. Yeah, that's real and
exactly,
that's true. But I'm saying it's not a thing of trying to bring people up to your so-called mental level or educational level or peace level.
see, I never mentioned education. I didn't say anything about education.
Oh, that's part of the package, though. Now,
Yeah,
I'm not saying you're trying to find somebody with a degree, but I'm just saying your level of understanding, your level of
Mm-hmm.
knowing and study.
right.
Certain people can look at certain situations and figure it out in 5 minutes. Other people it take 5 months.
I get it.
So
I
you
get it.
can't just be like, oh, I want you to do this, 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 and this.
I get what you're saying, but I'm always talking about reaching the highest level of yourself. And
If you can.
again, that's true. That's true. But again, going back to what I was saying, I'm piggybacking off of what Heather said. I don't think that if the patient's not there, don't entertain it. If you know, don't waste your time. That's my whole point. Don't waste your
We know
time
from
in
day one.
situations.
We know
I
from
mean,
day one.
that's in dating, and I understand that. But we're talking dating all the way up to jumping the broom. We can't skip
So I have
steps.
a question
Go ahead.
for Mr. Williams. Will you ever marry again?
Probably not. Probably not. Probably.
That's probably not.
Why?
That's
Why?
probably
Wait, I didn't
look.
hear the
That's
answer. I
He
did
said
not hear the
probably
answer.
not. He said probably not. But
Probably.
why? Because isn't that what we're working towards? Isn't that what all of this is about? Is that
Not
not the goal?
my mindset on that now is I don't have to marry you to love you for a lifetime. I don't have
That's
to
true.
marry you. I don't need a piece of paper saying that you're my woman. I don't need a piece of paper saying that I'm committed to you. I could commit to you wholeheartedly without the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like I could still commit, but as far as marriage, you know, I don't see doing it a third time. I don't see it at all.
Third
but
time's the
is it?
charm.
But
Third
isn't that the
time is the
highest?
charm. That's what I have been told.
Yeah, but as you say, isn't that the highest level?
Not in my opinion. As far as marriage,
Yeah,
that
but
not in
isn't that
my
the
opinion.
highest level?
Not in my opinion. No. See, here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, Slash. I always thought, that the woman should compliment me, and she's gonna add to me, and oh, she's gonna be this for me, and she got to be look this way and do this, and this is a perfect couple. Nah, I'm at the highest level by myself. Now, if she can come there, we got something there. We got something there. But you know, I don't believe I need somebody in my life to reach the highest level of myself.
No,
I don't believe.
Saying that.
that's not what I'm saying, though.
What you saying? What you saying?
I'm saying when a man and women come together and the same mindset that they want to spend their life together, the highest level is signing those papers, right?
I disagree. No, it's not. What does the Bible say, right? What does the Bible say? I don't know which book it is, but once you penetrate that woman, you'd have married that woman. Right or
Once
wrong?
you, whoa, go back, say that again.
Right or wrong? Once you penetrate that woman, you'd have married that woman.
So you going back to the
I'm
what's
just
that
saying. I'm
the
just saying. I'm just
you
saying.
going back to the eye for an eye? Which
I'm,
Bible is that? I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. I'm I'm just saying. Once you penetrate that woman is a part of you. So why do I need a piece of paper to say that's my wife?
Said, you arguing a case right now that even P Diddy couldn't get out of.
I'm just asking. I just asked the question. All I'm doing is asking the question.
No, no, no.
Why do I
That
need that
sounded
piece of paper?
it
You
sounded
don't
more
need
like a
the piece of
statement.
paper. So what y'all gonna do? Just y'all gonna live in separate homes? Y'all gonna shack up
By
for
whose
the rest of
standards?
your lives?
By whose standards is that shacking up? Mark, and I think you know, and I think you gave me some information on that as far as marriage. Where did that come from, Mark? As far as signing that piece of paper, that didn't come from
Oh,
us.
that's nah, that's the white man's type of information. That's your
Oh wow.
Eurocentric thinking.
That's my point.
Mm.
That's my point. So I don't need a piece of paper to marry Heather. I don't need any of that.
No,
If I'm
Let
committed,
let
oh,
let me
wait, you
speak
sure?
because I had to Google because I mean for the most part I know the Bible, right?
go ahead, go ahead.
So I only verses I see that mention one flesh, which is in Matthew,
Hmm.
it speaks of marriage. Now, the other verse that mentions someone who unites himself with someone is
Hmm.
speaking of a prostitute.
Is that right?
Yeah, it says
So that's probably what he may have been speaking of. I'm just
right,
saying,
but that can't be what you know. That can't be what you where you going with this, right?
So my whole point is
That's fine.
my whole point is marriage with a piece. Just because
I
you say
get
it's a
what he's
piece,
saying.
I
I write
understand.
just because I write my name on it, don't mean I'm gonna be faithful to you.
That's
Exactly.
true.
I could be married to you for 25 years, and I've cheated you 15 of those 25 years. That's 5 years.
Sure,
Exactly.
Good marriage.
sure.
Exactly. That happens.
That's my point. So why can I commit without saying I do?
But the question is, can a person commit without?
Of course. Of course. Of course, if you're genuine with that person and you say you love that person,
See,
of
see
course.
you standing in those shoes again, and I know what those shoes look like.
Are we bringing up my past again, Slash?
Nah, we're talking about shoes.
Okay.
He's not
Oh,
talking about your past. He's talking about shoes.
Past. We don't want to bring up your past. 'Cause we all have a past.
That's it.
We all have
yeah,
a
but
past.
to answer
We're not perfect.
Pooh-Face question, now I'm not gonna get married again, but I will commit. I will give.
And
So
I
you
and
will.
so
saying,
let me say this.
so you saying you'll commit these shoes?
Him in these shoes.
I'll commit to that relationship. I'll commit to that relationship. I'll commit to that woman, the right woman,
The right one. Okay.
the right
So
one.
isn't there another song scripture that when a man finds a woman,
There you
he
go.
finds a good thing?
You find a
When he
good thing,
finds a
but
wife,
the Bible
When a
don't
man
say sign
finds
a
a
paper.
wife, okay, that's right. When a
The
man
Bible don't
finds a
say,
wife,
but
he
the
that
Bible.
findeth a wife findeth a good thing and has
finds a good thing.
favor.
But did the Bible say he had to sign a paper to get that wife?
Listen, Trinity, this the thing. I'm not knocking how you feel about that, right? That's your right. But make sure that that's a conversation that you have with that woman in the
Exactly.
beginning.
That's my
In
point.
the beginning.
In the
From the
beginning,
beginning.
not
That's
not
my
after
point.
you penetrate or any in the beginning, because she
Off top.
needs to know, because
Which
she might have her eye on marriage. Marriage
I
may
get
be her
that.
prize. So if you get into it with her and then you tell her that you're depriving her of what is the goal for her, that's not what we want to do. So tell that listen, my name is, and this is me, this is what I do for a living.
this is me, this is who I am, this is
Listen,
the lay it
but
all on the line.
I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married.
I
And
get
some
that.
women will respect that. And then some gonna say, "Oh
Some
no,
women
I'm looking for
by
I need a husband.
husband.
I
Yep.
need the man that comes to find me. He has to be my husband." And
Yeah.
then that way you haven't wasted your
I've
time,
been
and
open.
she hasn't wasted hers.
I've been open with them. I've been open with them, and the marriage thing not for me.
I understand.
It's
So
just
my,
not for me.
my thing is, so why you not trying to put on those hush puppies nowadays, dog?
You said why I'm not trying to put them on?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, you know,
And
I'm just
I
having
don't know,
thoughts
man.
right
I
now.
mean, where I'm at in my life. I mean, I'm just in a certain things I'll tolerate, certain things I just won't tolerate. You know what I'm
So
saying? I don't.
basically you
I think,
love the single life.
nah, I
I
think,
enjoy it.
like K Michelle, man. I think you didn't turn down some of them rings, man. You're just not telling us.
I've turned a couple of them down. I have. I've
And
declined.
why? Because you just wasn't ready, or that just wasn't the what was it? What's the reason? Because there's a reason behind it.
When you reach a certain level as far as mentally, and you've elevated, you
It's
just
that
not gonna
brother Ramiel, huh?
do it.
That's
Exactly. You get my point. So it's like I've expired twice, and I look at life totally different.
we expire every
I
night.
I look at life totally different,
We
and
expire every night.
I
so
get it.
basically you will commit, but you will not get married again, correct?
Nah,
And
because
you
I
say
know,
you expired, and you say you expire twice, and most say we expire every night. So with that being said,
I'm just not gonna do that. I'm at a point in the stage of my life where I am comfortable in my own setting, and I don't want to
I
share my
totally
space.
understand. I was
I
there too.
respect
That's
that
how
though.
I
Honestly,
felt too. I respect that. Yeah.
honestly, I just don't want to share my space. I really don't.
I respect that though. You
I'll
know,
I'll, uh,
Oh,
I'll date. I'll date, and it doesn't even have to be with the law of nature. Like I have a friend who
gotcha.
we go out all the time. I won't mention it here, but we go out all the time, and we have a great time. She go to her place, I come back to my place, and I'm,
okay,
I'm
we
good.
got a couple of comments here, though.
Go ahead.
Black Love says, "Well, why would you think that would stop anything, Trent?" That was at 8:13. She also said relationships need more loyalty and honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole Landry said marriage is a covenant and it's sacred. Black Love came back again and said peace should not be disturbed at all.
At all, at all. I'm not disputing that marriage is a covenant. I'm not disputing that. But as far as paperwork, again, I think just going over people's head when I say this. Like for me, I don't need a paper to be committed. A piece of paper does not solidify my love for you. A piece of paper does not guarantee I'm gonna be faithful. A piece of
Right.
paper don't do that. Let's just be
Doesn't
Right.
honest.
do that for anybody.
That's understand that definitely.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. I'm not against marriage. We could be committed
But
and be in that relationship. I don't
you're
believe
not
in just.
against
I'm not. I'm not.
you're
I'm
not
not against
against
committed relationships. Let's just say that.
so you're not against marriage and you're not for divorce, right?
I done divorced twice, so I can't say that here. So,
No, no, I'm just saying as far as the thinking.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
got you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at this stage in my life, I'm comfortable in my space and I don't want to share it.
So
But
you
I
know what
still
they
do
say
the
on
things.
social
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What you say?
you know what they say on social media, right?
What they say?
They say, I got one more relationship in me. And they said, well, if anybody out there got any interest in me or whatnot, they better let me know before I let in, lock this one down.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. I get that. But she got to be a special type of lady to come into this space and share my
and change
space
your mind, huh?
and change my mind. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Heather? You
And they
see what I'm
make them
Well,
saying?
like
he's
that.
open to it. He's open to it. He just
They make them like that because you just June 19th, you sitting here, you saying that, but hey, you just never know. That
That's true.
next
never
relationship
know.
can come and you will be talking a whole different game. So that means you may not be open to it right now, but things can change. Things can change.
I mean, I walked honestly several years ago, maybe 2 3 years. I think it was 3 2 3 years
I
slash that
remember
I
that.
walked
I
away from
thought you
that
was getting married.
that whole marriage thing. I walked away from
I
that.
I was that's what I was waiting for him to speak on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I walked away from that. I walked away from
So you didn't accept the ring or you threw the ring back at him?
I didn't accept it. I didn't accept
Oh wow!
it. So
Hope
I mean,
she's listening.
hey man, it
All
is
I'm
what it
saying
is.
is,
It is what it is.
we go back like armchairs. So
I know where
if
you're
you do
going with.
decide, if you do decide to get married, I got you. I'm a DJ for you. You heard? So I don't want you to think that that's the last thing. Like, no, I can't get married because I ain't gonna have nobody to DJ. I'm gonna be in Michigan. I'm gonna be in
He
Houston.
got you
So
covered.
I
He
got you,
got your
dog.
DJ. I got your cake. You covered. You
Right,
good.
and I'm
You
gonna be
halfway
there even if they don't want me there.
Ladies and gentlemen, they bringing me down
Take
the
care of
aisle.
that.
You halfway there.
Nah.
I mean, even if you take it back to Jam Rock, dog, I got you, dog.
You crazy. You crazy. You
I'm gonna
crazy.
tell her that too.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Nah, but this was a good one, man. This is a good one. Truly appreciate you guys coming through, man. We actually, this is a special conversation here in prime time with my friends, and we went at 30 minutes over, which is a good thing. We could do that because we're on the platform. So truly appreciate you guys coming in, man, and sharing your thoughts.
Ain't no limit, man.
No limit, baby. No limit. No limit at
We
all.
might have to invite the ladies back, man, because I think it was not just something special, but just something good, man.
Yeah. And hearing it from a woman's perspective and speaking straight,
Mm-hmm.
honest, and put it all on the table. So yeah, it was a good thing. Real good
Right.
thing. Real good thing. So is you guys? Well, I know it's not Poohface first time jumping on the podcast. Was this your first time, Heather, on the podcast?
It was.
All right.
Yeah.
So it was the first time on the podcast without them spirits.
Listen, spirits or no spirits, I'm still the same. Only thing the spirits gonna do, I might talk a little bit more trash, but either way, you're gonna get a good conversation out of me.
Exactly. Maybe
Sure.
we'll have Heather back, and I could actually take these handcuffs off and say the things I really wanted to say. But
Yeah.
Keep them handcuffs on.
I was censored because I did promise that I'd be good. So
That's good. I'm glad.
I'm so proud of him.
See, I didn't say let it fly. I didn't do all that stuff. Heather probably looking at me and Poohface. I know she's looking like, damn, this not the same Trini. I was very controlled.
You were very well
But
behaved.
I mean, he was well behaved. I'm so proud of
He
him.
was.
Oh my God. I'm so proud of him. I think it was because of me. I think I had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Boy,
But he behaved
I
a little,
wanted to say, I want to say a few things.
Yeah, I'm glad you
I
did.
told you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah,
I know
this
to
is a
you,
safe
but
space, dog.
what do you say, Slash?
So this is a safe place, right?
Yeah, we did create this platform, a safe space for men, but
Right.
things that I wanted to say wasn't, I'd have got in trouble.
You know.
You know what?
But you're gonna have to share that live so that he can see what we talked about. I thought you would have shared it so he would have kind of had an idea what the foundation of all of this.
Yeah,
but
that's why I did that on purpose. Because I'm gonna
gotcha.
do a part 2.
Okay.
And we really
And
want
and it's just two
because that
friends
was too
shooting the shit,
exactly.
So it's nothing, but
It was actually a 2-part because y'all did the first live months before.
and believe it or not, Carlton is the reason for the second one. Carlton, he would not stop.
Exactly.
Every week I brought the boys to the ball, but he's like, you gotta do another, y'all gotta do another, y'all gotta do another. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I was like, all right, here we go, let's go. So that's how we wind up doing the second one, because he would not stop. Then he was like, y'all gotta do this all the time.
We actually have a third one.
Is that right?
Oh, we do. We did a third one Sunday. I never posted it. Yep.
So Slash, what you think? We're gonna do this part 2 as far and let them talk about exactly what they were saying on this live. We're gonna open the French doors.
Do it, man.
Huh?
I'm not opening my French doors, and we can open the French doors though.
If everybody opening French doors, if that's what we're gonna do. Why you not gonna open yours?
Slash.
I gotta see what's on the other side of those French doors first.
Okay.
Hey, we got people asking for a part 2, and we gotta get it. We gotta get the people what they want, man. We got to.
Wait,
That'll give me a chance.
Carson.
That'll give me a chance to act up. That'll give me a chance.
This is Donna Carson, so that's Donna, right?
No, that's not me.
That's somebody else.
Because you highlighted in blue. That's why, and it said on stage. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my sissy.
So we got to get the people what they want, man, because these lives that I mean they were going in, and I think that shining a light, and I personally I want to shine a light on women from New Orleans, so the world could see how authentic these women are when they, a little bit tipsy, but normally when they're a little bit tipsy, they're being honest, and it was
I'm gonna
very
be honest
organic.
with
The,
it.
Well,
the,
we're
the
not
lives.
always
I'm gonna be
tipsy.
I'm gonna be
Nah, I
honest
agree.
anyway, you know.
I'm not saying
That's
I'm not saying y'all always tipsy, but let's just say it was like the curtains was down. It was just straight honest. And I want to shine a light.
I sound well. Women from
But
504, dog, whether they tipsy or not, dog, they gonna try to keep it real, dog.
exactly, that's true.
that's
That's
it.
true.
That's it.
So so so
Definitely,
so
that's it.
so do we have a commitment for part two? And
Sure, why not?
we we're gonna
Sure, why
discuss
not?
the lives.
Really. So
Okay,
you sure Mr. Wright gonna let somebody come back?
of course.
Ah,
He's listening.
I was about to say he's probably right there listening.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Real good stuff. Good stuff. Well, since she still hasn't called his name publicly, so I'm gonna refer to him as he and them until I meet him personally by myself. I meet him personally, but I'm more than sure he's a phenomenal brother.
Really? Don't do
I'm,
that.
I'm he's a phenomenal brother. I'm more than sure he's
You
a
know them
phenomenal.
holidays coming up too. Before you know it, we're almost at Thanksgiving.
Hope I get an invite. You know what I'm
They're
saying?
gonna be in matching pajamas, y'all.
Oh,
You
come
know
on,
what? Now, Heather,
you
you
already
really
know.
going there? Don't do that. Heather, you messy.
Man, you
My
gonna be
head
in matching
messy.
pajamas, girl?
I don't do what everybody else do. I do what I want to do.
Well,
Blueface,
hey,
And
You know how to.
right.
whatever you
And
put your
you know
spin
him,
on
and you
it.
know how he is. Don't why you doing that, Heather?
Blueface. I just want to meet the phenomenal man that then caught you and handcuffed you and slowed you down. You're not saying it, but I know you. you,
Slow her down.
She
Wait,
was
wait, wait,
already
wait. Say it
slow.
again. Slow me down. Back that up.
She was already slow.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. I'm,
She was slowed down already.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
So
Look,
Mark,
look,
he
look,
jumped on that. He heard that word slow. He was all in it. He was ready.
he was ready for it.
He ready for
Nah,
it. Now you got to
He,
give you the real, but we got to go. We've been on here a little, But catch me next
if you
time.
give it,
I'm gonna give you the real more.
if my
that is
brother give me the alley, I got the oop. You heard?
that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna close
Mm-hmm.
out, ladies. Really appreciate you guys coming in. I'm actually gonna cut it up and share it with you guys and send it to you guys.
all
Appreciate
right,
y'all and I love
sounds
y'all.
good. No problem.
Okay,
Love you too.
good
You too,
stuff.
Thank you,
brother.
ladies, for coming through.
No
Appreciate
All
problem.
y'all.
right,
Thanks
Mark.
for
Thank
having
you.
us.
All right, y'all be safe, be good.
Thank you.
See y'all in a minute.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So
Conversations in prime time, man.
there it is. We'll do this. We'll do this part two, man. This was fun, man. This was good, man. Real good. Conversations in
Was
prime
man.
time. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen,
It was
if you want to catch any of the podcasts on the Taylor Kennedy platform, you can actually go over to Apple podcast, Taylor Kennedy TV at tayken.com. We'll have a plethora of podcasts from politics to relationships. This is the
health,
new podcast that we actually go ahead. I'm sorry.
mental health.
Yep. I do a nutritious edition of the conversation every Thursday with the nutritious coach Catherine Getter, one of my friends over in France. We do that every Thursday at the 7 o'clock hour here in the States, and at the 14 hour in France. So yeah, so we got a whole bunch of different things that you guys can enjoy, from your health, your mental health, to just sitting around talking about friends, chopping it up in prime time. And this actually, like I said in the opening, Mark and I created this podcast to join the platform for a safe space for men and have conversation and talk freely. You know what I'm saying? And it's genuine, honest talk. You know, you'll get that from Splash and I every single time we're on with the prime time. Genuine, honest talk. And ladies, you guys are welcome to come in and add your spice to it and what have you. So contact me at trentwill@takekin.com if you guys want to come on and just want to chop it up with us. All good. All good. Go ahead, Slash.
It's all good, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to part 2. We got some new promo things coming together, working on some music for the title of the show and whatnot. So we definitely got some things that's coming your way.
Exactly. Good stuff. And as always, you can catch us. We're available in 175 different countries or regions, streaming 24 hours a day. Truly appreciate that, streaming straight from the West Bank of New Orleans to the world. We truly appreciate you guys. We'll definitely talk soon. You guys be epic.
Sankofa.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.